Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to my channel. If you are coming here for the first time, welcome. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. You know I love you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about polystrate, aka upright fossils. The term polystrate fossils only occurs in creationist literature. It is not a geologic term. Therefore, I'm going to be using the scientific term, the geologic term, for these fossil trees, which is upright fossils. Yeah, I know some of you are probably going to laugh at this slide, but we do have to define what a tree is so we can come to an agreement before we can actually discuss trees. Post-Silurian sediments contain not only fossil plants, but forested landscapes, which give us a glimpse of the paleoecology of the time. For the purpose of this video, tree means a large upright plant consisting of a main trunk or trunks, and most often with a crown, and usually has a root system. Even though today's trees are partly composed of wood, trees of the late Paleozoic did not always have this feature, although most were several meters high, supported by barks and roots, or even leaning on each other. The term T0 assemblages will be used to describe fossil forests preserved more or less the way they were in life, including upright fossils. These fossil trees remain rooted in their original soil. Tell me, how does that happen in a torrential flood? I have seen floods, people, like in person, okay? Most trees are uprooted in a flood. And if the flood is so powerful that it can carve out the Grand Canyon, which is ludicrous, then why did it leave the trees in the soil? More upright fossils are reported from the Pennsylvanian period, 323.2 to 298.9 million years ago, more than any other interval, although it is unclear why this is the case. It could be that they were more plentiful, or they are just more readily observed because of the heavy coal mining we have done. As with all fossils, rapid burial is essential, otherwise the vegetation would decay or succumb to the elements. Such burials are typically restricted to three contexts: volcanic ashfalls or lava flows, coastal flooding, or fluvial processes, the interaction between flowing water and the natural channels of rivers and streams. Volcanic ash flows or lava can bury vegetation in a matter of minutes to days. However, assemblages and ashfall tuffs require careful interpretation because they can have complex temporal and spatial separation from the tree crown foliage. Coastal flooding also causes rapid burial, but not as quickly as volcanic ash. T0 assemblages preserved this way are generally buried in a matter of hours to years because of sea level fluctuations prior to final burial. This vegetation may be preserved in a state of ecological change. Just as in volcanic ash, coastal flooding has the capacity to entomb large areas of forested land. The effects of the rise of sea levels can clearly be seen in the Pennsylvanian because coastal areas had minimal gradients at this time. Because these forests can be preserved in states of ecological flux. This is where we get the misunderstanding of polystrate from. Most of my viewers are smart enough to recognize this, but in case you need to be told, polystrate is not a word that exists in the scientific literature, and I will not use it anymore. I am just using it to say to the creationists, this is not a thing. For T0 assemblages to be preserved, they must also be in settings to give longer-term protection from post-burial erosion. In the short term, they have to be removed from aerobic decay, as happens in sea level rise, tectonic movement, or compaction, as in the case of peat. Also, in the intervening time of millions of years, the deposit needs to be buried deep enough to escape erosion. According to the fossil record, T0 assemblages were much more likely to be preserved in the wetlands. Additionally, tectonic accommodation needs to happen in order to preserve these assemblages long term. Both types of accommodation, eustatic and tectonic, happen in areas that experience high degrees of the gradual sinking of land. Anatomy also seems to play a key role for in situ preservation of trees. Some types are more prone to preservation and appear in specific areas. The most commonly preserved of the Pennsylvanian are arborescent lycopsids, which have hollow central areas which neither formed in life or by decay shortly after death. This gives sediment a natural cavity in which to accumulate, which facilitates preservation. The environment of the deposits also influences the accuracy with which such deposits indicate composition and structure of the vegetation. These environments include the amount of time such sediments accumulated, ashfalls, and fluvial environments. Fluvio-deltaic environments are the most variable in rate of sediment deposits, which affect the time it takes to bury standing vegetation. Preservation of upright stems develop in thick sediment deposited very quickly. Tectonic activity provides space for accommodation, while a rise in either base level or the gradual sinking of land makes the initial conditions possible for protecting organic remains from aerobic decay. We have found that thick tidal sediments can also preserve these upright fossils. Now, I'm going to be speaking from experience here, but I have lived near the beach, and we basically have to put the beach back in the ocean like every 10 or 20 years or thereabouts. Obviously, nature could and will take care of itself. However, we love our beaches, so that's why we do it. And because of this, it is not out of the question that sediments can occur quickly, and these are not polystrate. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I am not a botanist, okay? If you want more information, go check out channels that are more geared toward this. I just wanted to answer some basic creationist questions about this. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and ring the bell next to the subscribe button to know when I come out with new content. All social media links are in the description. Please consider becoming a member so that I may keep bringing you state-of-the-art content. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, stay safe and goodbye.